Hello everyone, welcome back to the garden. Happy New Year and all that. Right, so as you can tell by the title, this is a video about building a koi pond, or the first in what I hope will be a series of videos about building a koi pond. So if you've seen my videos in the past, you'll know that I've talked about kind of balancing the garden out a little bit, because as you look from the back of the house, the right hand side is quite densely planted with the raised beds and this lot behind me here. The left hand side, right to left. The left hand side, it's sort of quite densely planted on the border that is against the boundary, but we wanted to come into the lawn a little bit and do something. So the initial idea was to build a couple of raised beds and kind of line it up with what's on this side. You'll see what I mean by that. And make different shapes as well, because we have got a lot of raised beds made of sleepers, and we always try and do different shapes and different heights so it's not too uniform looking. Lots of straight lines, but the kind of tropical jungle style plants break the straight lines up, and that's what we like. So yeah, I'm hopefully gonna put this video on a few koi groups and pond groups as well, because we do need a bit of advice. It's all new to us. I have watched so many YouTube videos on building ponds and on Facebook groups asking people questions. But from where we started when we started planning this project maybe 6 months ago, and where we're at now, it's totally different. Because we did start off sort of saying, well, let's build raised beds. We've got a couple of wildlife ponds in the garden, and we thought, well, let's build a bigger pond. And then let's put a window in it. We've got grandkids. Bob, the retrievers, with a window and koi swimming around, you'd probably just be fascinated by it. But then the safety element with grandkids, and I think we know where we're at with that. Filtration, running power down there. Yeah, there's so much to consider. If you've not seen the channel before, we're in Manchester. Visited some of the local pond places. The one place I'm going to visit very soon, because I kind of figured he knows what he's talking about, is Quality Nishiki-goi, hopefully. Tim Waddington. Watched a lot of his videos, seems to talk a lot of sense. Because it's one of them areas where you watch all these videos, there's loads of conflicting sort of information as well. So I think you just got to pick a route that's tried and tested and go down that. And we've already bought a filter actually, because one came up at the right price and we'd already decided which way we were going. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'll show you the area and the other planter, which is going to be, I'm going to do that quite quick, get the other planter done, because I'm about to get some Berinda papyrifera in that. If you've seen the channel before, you'll know it's a bit of a favourite of mine. And a little palm on the end, looking for Trachycarpus princeps as well. But yeah, that's enough of me talking, because I've been talking for 3 minutes, wow. Right, yeah, let's take a look at the area. Yeah, the garden's a bit of a mud fest at the moment. Right, so that is the right hand side of the garden, and that is the left hand side. So you can see what we were thinking. I'm not going to walk down there, bloody trainers will be covered in mud. Yeah, so this is the area in question, and we've got a bed there, and this one kind of lines up with it and also somehow integrates together with everything else around it. It's going to be 2 sleepers high. So if I come round here, all the rest of the sleepers are just laid out. You can see how it kind of fits in. Yeah. And then we've got a big bed over there, 2 sleepers long by 1 wide, and that's what we plan to do here. So yeah, the sleepers are just roughly laid out at the moment. We're kind of just playing around, trying stuff. So the first plan we came up with was to have a square pond in the middle, which would have roughly been these are 2.4 metre long sleepers. So it would have been square, 2.4 by 2.4, or obviously a little bit smaller than that if you look at the internal measurement, with a planting area at either end. Yeah, and it would have looked something like this this plan I'm going to show you right now. So yeah, obviously where the sleepers are stacked up there, that's roughly where a window would have been in that area, on that first plan we had. They're stacked up like this just so we can get an idea of height. So we are going to go with 4 sleepers high, and then I'm going to dig down probably to 1.5, so the total depth is around 1.5 meters. And then so just moving on to filtration, we are going down the Nexus route, and one of these came up quite recently on a Sunday, and it's a Nexus 220 plus. It's less than 12 months old, and it was a good price, and we jumped at it. It was one of them Sundays where we didn't have anything planned, and this was over in Sheffield, so we had a bit of a run out. But these things are bloody massive, so trying to kind of create some sort of symmetry with that bed just went out the window. So the next thing we decided on was to make a bigger pond, because I just had this idea that if we built it the size we were planning, at some point we'd have gone, oh, I wish we'd have done it bigger. I hear people say that a lot. So then we thought, let's make it bigger with a bit of a planting area on either side, and we maybe put the filter over there, but because we're doing a bottom drain, it's going to be a gravity fed system. I've got to obviously cross that area there and then bring everything back this way in a trench. But anyway, so that's the idea we had, and I'll show you what that would have looked like right now. So where we're at right now is we're going to keep the kind of distance that way to roughly 2.4 meters, and we're going to also keep the planting area here, but this way the length, if you like, of the pond is going to be a sleeper and a half, which is approximately 3.6 meters with a window in this area here. And then we will just build this to accommodate the Nexus, UV, air pump, and also probably when this is built up on around here, we'll probably have a skimmer as well. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Yeah, I'll put a diagram up now just to show you, give a more kind of graphical representation of what we're thinking. So that's where we're at right now. So a few other things to mention. The sleepers that make up the pond area, they will sit on a concrete collar. I'm also going to concrete this area here where the Nexus is going to sit. So I was fortunate in that my lovely partner Trace bought me a cement mixer for my birthday, so that's going to be put to good use. The sleepers, with them being stacked end on end like that, there will be plenty of rebar going in and that's going to be really important, I think, around this side here, because depending on what size window we put in, you know, the amount of sleepers either side will need some significant reinforcement. I've not kind of worked out, I'm not 100% on the size of window we're going to put in, because I don't know how wide I can go, because obviously the wider I go, the less amount of sleeper that is going to be. So there's going to be a point where, you know, I need to keep enough sleepers there to retain the rigidity of the structure. So yeah, that's where we're at. If you got any comments, any advice, please feel free to leave a comment on this video. Do this, don't do that. Yeah, you know what I mean. We are really open to anything at this stage, because as you can see, we've not even started putting it together, so that will start over the next few weeks, hopefully. I'm probably going to do the planter down there first, and then start lining everything up so it kind of fits in a kind of rough, symmetrical kind of way. Obviously it'll never be truly symmetrical, but I do want stuff lined up to a degree. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Yeah, not a lot else to say really. Yeah, so I'll I'll do another video when we make some more progress. Cheerio.